Hey Aries, this is Michael with your general reading for September 2022. As you can tell, we already have some cards here on the table. And before we dive right in here, I just want to explain what's going on astrologically this month. Ordinarily, I kind of incorporate this into the card reading, and I definitely will more in depth as we go. But we have quite a few things that are important for you to pay attention to. Specifically, we have Mercury going retrograde. I'm sure many of you are already aware of that. Mercury is going to appear to move backwards in the sky through the sign of Libra and back into Virgo. Now, when Mercury goes retrograde, this can cause all sorts of miscommunications, misunderstandings, and delays, and really just disruptions to our daily life, so it can be quite frustrating, but it also helps us become more reflective and figure out what's working and what's not working in our lives, and what's in need of refinement or improvement. We do also have your ruling planet Mars in its pre-shadow period, so it's not quite retrograde. It's actually not even going to be happening until the end of October. But it's going to be in the sign of Gemini for several months into 2023. So there are a lot of themes here that are affecting you pretty much for the rest of the year that are coming through in September. And really for the entire collective, I feel like there is a lot that's happening in September that's kind of the setting up of dominoes that are going to be falling for the rest of the year. So I think it's important that we pay attention to what's going on in the world. There might even be some things that kind of fly under the radar. Specifically with Mercury retrograde, it's very easy to overlook or miss out on some details. So that might be something to kind of keep in mind too. But with Mars going retrograde, or actually just really slowing down, because before a planet starts to move backwards in the zodiac, it really slows down and there's almost this intense focus on wherever it is. And Mars is in Gemini, which is your communication, your mind, as well as your siblings. So there could be a lot of focus there. But ultimately, when Mars goes retrograde, it's really asking us to sit with our motivations and really ask ourselves why before we go after the things we want. And I think this is very appropriate for you because the first card I actually pulled for you, Aries, was the Knight of Wands. And I am getting two different messages with this, and these are general readings, so just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. But with this Knight of Wands, I really do feel like, on one hand, this almost just references a way of being, where it's like, I'm just going to follow my intuition, I'm just going to do what's exciting to me, I'm just going to see where things go. I could also see this potentially playing out in relationships for you as well. This could actually represent other people or just the way that you approach relationships. You might be going after really exciting kind of people, maybe even a little bad boy or bad girl kind of energy, or bad they, bad them. I don't know what the non-binary version of that would be. But anyways, with the Knight of Wands, it's like almost just letting passion be the thing that makes the decision. And we have fortitude or strength in reverse. Now, for some of you, it could be that you have almost burnt out from this period of your life, but honestly, I actually am not getting that looking at these cards. I feel like the majority of you, you've tried doing something in a way so many times that it should have burnt you out, but I almost see this Chariot energy where it's like you want to keep going, you want to keep trying something. And I really want to encourage you to introspect here. And it's almost like if you're really trying to make something work, whether this is just something in your life or a relationship, I really want to ask you, whose approval are you trying to earn? Because that's kind of a message I'm getting here. I feel like with this group, I'm getting almost this misaligned fire energy, and you yourself are a fire sign, but we also have Sagittarius energy as well as Leo energy on the table here. So you could be dealing with those energies with another person, or maybe you have those signs in your own chart. And I feel like you're really trying to persevere on something. You're really trying to make it happen, or it's like, oh, I just need to try harder with this person or in this situation. Like, that's almost what you've told yourself or what you've convinced yourself. But it doesn't need to be a struggle. This doesn't need to be a struggle. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to take advice. It's okay to get support from other people with the 6 of coins here. There might even be people who are trying to help you. And I feel like with this Hanged Man here, it's like you're not allowed to progress until you take a moment to reflect and to really learn the lessons that you might not have wanted to accept. I do feel a very strong will here with the Chariot. And with Mars in Gemini, your 3rd house, which is the part of your psyche that is your conscious mind and your communication style and the way you express yourselves and kind of take in information and energy from your immediate surroundings. There's a lot of focus, there is a lot of drive, and it's almost like you're trying to mind over matter something here. But it's almost like this perseverance is actually a bit destructive for you. I do want to pull an animal card for you, but this energy is really interesting because in Virgo season, there's going to be a lot of focus on routines and health and healing. Let's try shuffling that again. That was just a few too many. But as we get into Libra season, there really is a lot of focus on relationships and partnerships. Okay, the animal energy I have for you is Swan. And we can look at this card and right away see that there is a lot with reflection that is coming up right now. And I know with Swan, this card is specifically associated with the Hindu goddess Saraswati. She's the goddess of poetry and language, and is associated with swans. And so it might be helpful for you to write things down. Maybe that helps you see things from a new perspective. And there is this kind of territorial energy with Swan, even though it is quite beautiful and elegant. They can be quite aggressive, actually. And even a little snippy. And that might be some of this Chariot energy here as well. You might have a lot of defensiveness or aggression, even. And we do have a full moon in Pisces on the 10th, and this is right on top of the planet Neptune. And I feel like this is helping you see a part of your subconscious. And even on the 16th, when the Sun in Virgo is opposite Neptune in Pisces, again, there is this energy of almost like a harsh reflection. And it's almost like when I'm thinking of this aggressive energy and this swan, I'm literally getting this sense of like a bird or the swan attacking its own reflection, attacking its own shadow. And this could very well be happening in your relationships as well. You might be dealing with some degree of projection. Either you are projecting onto someone or someone is projecting onto you. And there is a bit of Pisces energy here with the Hanged Man as well. And again, kind of referencing that subconscious part of your psyche, your intuition and spirituality, your dreams, and maybe even like bad habits. And I think this Virgo season, honestly, especially with Virgo going retrograde back in, or sorry, Mercury going retrograde back into Virgo towards the end of this month, and into October, it really is like figuring out what routines work for you specifically. And not just the routines that work for other people or routines who work for influencers or productivity coaches or like life coaches or whatever. What works for you? That's something I really want to ask you as well. And then with this new moon that we have in Libra, this is happening on the 25th. This could be a new beginning relative to relationships or the way that you think about relationships. And that feels very important and significant for a lot of you. And that's going to be pretty thematic throughout October as well. And I want to tell you, don't be your own worst enemy. You might not see that right now. It might feel like other people are attacking you or there is tension or conflict coming externally. But I really feel like, Aries, take some time this month, slow down. Mercury retrograde is all about slowing down and being flexible and open. Obviously, most of us can't just revolve our lives around the astrology. We still have to do the things to make our lives go and revolve, or to kind of keep the gears spinning. And I think you will do what you have to do this month with the Chariot. And it's almost like taking control is not about taking control of the external world. It's about taking control of your reactions and your responses to things. That's where I'm really seeing the willpower of the Chariot coming in a positive way for you. And it's almost like not even about how other people react anymore. And that feels really important for you as well this month. And I think you are seeing things from a new perspective. There may be some delays by the end of this month as well, and again, that's very much in line with these retrograde planets. There's technically going to be 6 retrograde planets in the month of October. So there is a lot that is shifting right now. And we're going to start feeling that this month. Again, September is really the month where the dominoes are being set up and they start falling throughout the rest of this year. And you might even be seeing this quite clearly with this Hanged Man. And those are all the messages I have for you right now, Aries. I do hope that this was helpful. Be sure to hit like and subscribe. All of my links are in the description box down below if you're looking for a personal reading or distance Reiki session with me. You can also find links for all of the decks that I use in these readings. And if this reading didn't quite resonate or you'd like a little more clarity on something, you're more than welcome to check out the readings for your moon or rising sign. There will be a playlist momentarily on this end screen. And I will see you all in the next video. Take care, Aries. Have a very happy and safe September.